Warning, this podcast contains a bunch of spoilers.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Luke Cage First Impressions, where we are only talking about the first episode of Luke Cage. I'm your host, Clio. With me I have Jake, John, and Mike.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, I've been so excited for just everything. Like, Luke Cage especially, because he's like, his character is great. And they did such a good job of setting up this show in a different way than the others. Like, each hero in these Netflix series have had their own tone. And I think this one's no different. How do you guys like the first episode?
Yeah, I really get excited whenever we get any new Marvel thing that involves a new character that I personally have never heard of or really know anything about. I get excited because I know Marvel knows what they're doing. They're going to like do the character justice and going to portray them accurately and very well. So I was excited for Jessica Jones, and that was probably my favorite Netflix series. But this is probably my new favorite just based on this first episode.
Yeah, this one I think more than the others made me want to keep watching. And it's not because it had a cliffhanger. Like Jessica Jones and Daredevil's first episodes had cliffhangers that made you want to keep watching. This was just, I want to know more about all of these characters. Please keep going.
Yeah.
And that was more, I think, because, Luke Cage is already an established character from Jessica Jones, like he being in half of that series.
But we only know him in relation to Jessica in that series. Mm-hmm. We didn't know much about, him by himself.
True.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to get to know him because this is obviously his show.
Really? This is his show?
Yeah. It says it right there. Somewhere over here. It says it. Aubrey in chat says that cinematic shot where Cottonmouth is standing with Biggie above him.
With the crown.
The crown. This something I noticed. This show, the way it's shot is so different. It is so much more. And I don't want to use the word cinematic. I feel that is. I mean, obviously it is cinematic, but that's an overused term. But it's shot more film style.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the shots have a little bit more care in them, and they're framed in a very specific way that's very different from Jessica Jones.
Whoever did that shot specifically, you get all the awards because that was awesome.
I mean, who's the guy who does that? The cinematographer is the guy who does that? Yeah, he's, whoever they got for this series versus the other two is actually thinking, is trying to make the shots more meaningful, symbolically.
Yeah, so there's more symbolism in that, and I'm not saying that the other shows didn't have thought in their shots, but this one clearly has different thoughts behind it. And I was going to say something about the tone, but it's a different tone. Like
it's very 70s.
Yeah, there's a lot of jazz too.
Yeah, there is a lot of jazz, and it does set that 70s kind of tone, which I'm thankful for, because you have two ways to set a 70s tone in my mind, and those are jazz and disco, and I'm glad they went with a more tasteful choice.
Or like Zeppelin.
That's true.
There are two really easy ways for a cinematographer, or cinematically set the tone for 70s. There, easy ways.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really cool because, we opened the show in a barbershop. What could be more old school than that? It's. I think it was really cool, and I think the way that they're portraying Harlem right now is really good because it's not the usual portrayal of Harlem, I guess, where it's it's really shitty and nobody likes each other. But no, it's actually kind of nice up there.
Yeah, and it but with every place in New York a lot too. You get there's a bad crowd. There's always going to be a bad
Oh, of
crowd.
course. It's wherever you are.
And that's why I love Pop, because Pop is just like, I want to give these kids a place that's not
Shitty.
Yeah.
shitty, that doesn't have guns. I want to let them come here and play video games. Let them do that.
No
please.
vulgarity. Yeah. No.
Oh, the swear jar.
Swear jar.
Oh, that was
I
great.
just love the.
So
Yeah,
you walk into my establishment, you automatically agree to the swear jar.
That's the rules.
Those are rules.
I love his list. So Pops has a list of people who are not allowed to pay if they walk into his shop.
Oh yeah.
So the list consisted of Muhammad Ali, Nelson Mandela, Richard Roundtree, Michael Jordan, Al Pacino, and Pat Riley.
If I'm not mistaken, 2 of those 6 are dead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
I'll be damned if one of them doesn't walk into this shop, though.
Well, Muhammad Ali wasn't dead when they filmed it, so.
Oh. Interesting. I didn't think of that. You're
He only
right.
just died like recently, so.
Yeah. He probably still would have been on the wall even if he was dead at the time.
Yeah.
Maybe he's still alive in the Marvel universe.
Maybe.
Al Pacino gets a pass for life for Scarface.
Yeah, I loved that. That was funny. The first bit of their conversation was basketball, and I was sitting there like, why don't I understand anything they're saying? And then they mentioned like a famous basketball player, and I was like, oh, that's why I don't understand. I don't understand anything about basketball. That's why it's all gibberish to me.
That would be why.
It's like I neither watch nor follow nor care about basketball.
No.
But they do.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
I love all those. I love all those characters in the shop.
Like my brain shifted into understanding when Luke started talking about the Knicks, like the mid '90s Knicks, and I'm just like,
oh yeah,
I know these people. I know some of these names.
I know these words.
Like maybe only because I watched Space Jam and was interested in basketball for like a month back, when I was that age. But
yeah. So let's talk about Pop.
Let's
Pop
talk
runs
about
his
Pop.
barbershop.
You're
Pop is
gonna
adorable.
die.
Pop, here's what, and I had that same thought after Pop gave Luke the whole speech, the thing about, doing what's right and stuff. And he's the old wizard in the hero's journey.
He's the Ben Kenobi.
He's the Uncle Ben.
He's the Ben Kenobi. And for the hero to be the hero he needs, the wizard has to die.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the old, how the old Greek tragedies set up this stuff, is the old wizard has to die. And I saw that, I was like, oh god, you're the wizard.
Can't we just break that mold, please?
Yeah.
I would love it. I really hope that I'm wrong. I would love for Pop to live.
If he does die, can it be nice?
Yeah. And there was another thought I had too, because the 2 other heroes in their first seasons had an old black man who got brutally murdered. This happened twice. I would love for this one to break the mold, but it's just...
Wait. Who?
Ben. In Daredevil, it was Ben, the reporter,
right.
and then Jessica Jones, it was the detective.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm just like, oh no, please don't make it number 3.
Well, the detective didn't die until like way later.
Yeah, that was way.
Well,
know,
neither did Ben.
died.
He didn't die until like the second.
I mean,
to last episode.
Jessica's like motivation was hope. Well, not like Hope the character, not Hope.
That was a little bit of
Oh, yeah.
both.
No, I'm not saying the other 2 characters were the old wizard. I'm just saying that they were. It's a trend. It's a pattern.
And now here we have the stereotypical old wizard,
Yeah.
Old, really.
who clearly knows about Luke's, abilities.
Yeah.
Calls him Power Man.
Calls him Power Man.
Well, he from what we can gather, we get a lot of vague stuff about Luke's past, because it seems like Pop knew Luke before he went into the prison system, before whatever experiment happened on him, so he knows Luke prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's helping him out now,
Right.
by letting him work off the books. And he did call Luke Power Man. He also mentioned him becoming the Hero for Hire, which was I think that was that the Defenders thing, or was that Luke's thing
It
in the
was a
comics?
Luke thing
It was a
that's
Luke
Luke
thing
in the comics.
in the comics, yeah, because he was the hero.
Him and Iron Fist
Yes.
had a company called Heroes for Hire.
Yes.
Don't know if they're gonna do that in this series, but if he needs the money, then he probably will if he's down on his luck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the private detective thing's taken, and so is the attorney thing. So they're running out of heroic ventures that they can actually enact. So
Let's just go with superpowered mercenary.
yeah, just keep it simple.
Yeah, they mentioned Jessica, well, not by name, but a pops mentioned. He's like, your rebound chick shot you in the face.
Yeah. I like it. What did he say? He's like, I could still hear the ringing, or I still get headaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, so this is after Jessica.
Yeah. And I like that he still keeps the picture of Reva. He still mentions her. Like it's always about Reva.
It's gonna be for a while, probably.
Yeah.
I want to learn more about Reva, and specifically because of some character backstory that, in the comics anyway, about Luke and his relationship with Reva and how that started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see, I don't know his origins from the comics. I know his character from the comics, but like from other titles and stuff.
His origin was basically they were trying to recreate this Captain America thing.
Because that's what they always want to do.
Which is what they always seem to want to try to do, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And now he's not only super strong, but can't get through his skin. So,
to be perfectly
honest,
honest,
turned out being kind of okay.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that's an improvement over the original Captain America
not as
formula.
Fast as Cap is supposed to be, but he's just as strong, if not stronger.
We traded.
Well, the super soldier serum doesn't just enhance physical abilities; it's like every part of you.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like Luke's powers, enhanced like any mental abilities or.
That's true.
No, but you got to admit, Captain America with bulletproof skin would just be, the best upgrade ever.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't need the shield so much.
Well,
but it's still cool.
Yeah. And I'm thinking that I don't want to I don't like making too many predictions in these Netflix things, just because, people have probably binge watched them. We're gonna watch it shortly, so it's not like we have to wait and there's anticipation or whatever. But I feel like it's whatever experiment happened in prison, whatever that was, is connected to what they did to Jessica.
Very likely.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of that company, the organization.
IGH.
IGH, yeah. So I think...
Which is interesting. This could possibly tie into Inhumans, because MGH from the comic stands for mutant growth hormone. So IGH could possibly stand for inhuman growth hormone.
Oh, so it's like,
it's the non-copyright infringement way of saying it.
Well, I mean, and it's a way to tie it to S.H.I.E.L.D. too, because they did stuff with the Kree blood and they're Inhumans, and yeah, no, it could be an offshoot of whatever they did to Coulson and Skye.
Hell, it could be one of those other hidden heads of Hydra for all we know, because everything is Hydra.
I'm waiting for the next head to pop up.
Hydra's like McDonald's. It's fucking everywhere. It turns out all of the McDonald's are Hydra.
Oh shit! I knew it.
That would actually be the best plot twist ever.
It would be great.
Oh my god, Ronald McDonald was a secret Nazi.
Get out.
It's like, they're just like going through the old files, like Hydra's gone. They're like, shit, McDonald's? Really? Damn. Grimace, you fucked up.
Oh man. So what and I knew this before we got into this episode, but Luke seems to be more of a traditional reluctant hero, and we haven't gotten that in the MCU, where he's like, no, I have these powers, I don't want, I just want to live my life. Like, this is the first reluctant hero we've had, which is part of the hero's journey. The old wizard gets him into doing the hero stuff and then dies. So like it's just one more notch in that for me. But I like, because for Luke it's morality versus self-preservation, and right now he's very self-preserving.
Yeah.
And he's sort of ignoring the voice in the back of his head that's saying bad stuff is happening, you should do something. He's ignoring that right now.
Well, he knows bad stuff is happening. I mean, he was up against Kilgrave in Jessica's season, and he was controlled by Kilgrave, so like he knows there is bad shit out there. Right now, I think after that experience, I mean, Jessica had the same thing. After that experience, you kind of just want to lay low for a while and not think about that.
Yeah, also getting shot in the face by the woman who killed your wife that you slept with.
On multiple occasions.
It's a little much.
While mind control to tear her in half.
It's a little much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like what Pops when Luke is leaving, Pop says always forward. And then like the response was forward always. And I like that. I hope they use that again because that's just such an inspiring thing.
He'll say it when he dies. It'll be great.
Stop. Not cool. Not cool.
No, not cool, but you're already mentally prepared for it to happen.
I am.
It's going to be his use the force, Luke thing.
With great power comes great responsibility thing.
That's not the line, by the way.
I know.
Everyone gets the line wrong.
Aubrey's comparing Pop to Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Old Ben or Uncle Ben? Which
Uncle
one?
Ben.
Both Bens.
Spider-Man's Ben.
Well, they're both old.
They're both old and they both end up dead. I mean,
they're both old. They both wind up dead. One was an actual space wizard.
Can we list off all of the old people who die in Marvel? Okay, Uncle Ben, probably Pops. Dr. Ecclestein, is that the guy's name from Captain America?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Erskine.
Every time forget his name. Yeah.
Oh,
you're right. That did happen.
Hank Pym's alive.
Yeah, I forgot that happened in Captain America. Like, I remembered that it happened, but forgot to tie it in.
You remembered that it happened. It's just been so long since that movie came out.
Yes. Well, I watched it recently, I think. Probably watched it before Civil War. Yeah. So the kids in the barbershop go off. Luke knows. He knows they're up to no good.
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, turns his.
This was the Uncle Ben moment, where like there's something bad happening, and you know it's happening. You just choose to ignore it, and then it comes back to bite you in the ass later.
Yeah. Well, honestly, at the end of this episode, when he lies to Pop, he said he didn't know, these, Dante's dad. He didn't know anything about it. When he lied, it reminded me of Spider-Man's line in Civil War. It's like, when you can do the things that I do and you don't do anything, that's on you. And I think Luke really feels that in this episode, where it's like, that's on me. I let these kids go do something stupid.
And I could have easily stopped them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Could have snapped the gun in half and been done with it.
Can we please address that, like, most of these superheroes are all in the same city? Not same state?
Right.
Yeah.
It's all New York.
A lot happens in New York.
well, welcome to the greatest city in the world, everybody.
Yeah, it's a Tumblr comparison, but, Star-Lord has the galaxy. Captain America has, the whole planet, technically. But Spider-Man has New York, and here's Daredevil micromanaging the shit out of 10 square blocks in New York City.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to be fair, when Daredevil was written, those were the worst 10 blocks in New York City.
Very good point. Yeah. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But, so now I'm thinking, could we have, the weird off Spider-Man pop up?
In this?
That would be a thing that no one expected.
You just see a whoosh across the screen.
No, this is something...
Or even just a newspaper headline with it.
Yeah, something like that.
I was talking to Dom a lot about this the other day, and his biggest turnoff right now with the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe is the lack of character crossovers in all of these series and movies and stuff like that. We're at the point, we know it's all connected. Let's have a character from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show up. Let's have, let's even have Matt Murdock show up in Luke Cage or something like that. Which, it could happen, I don't know. I'm only one episode into 13.
One of them better. That's all I'm saying. Either Luke better get to see Jessica, Daredevil, Spider-Man, somebody.
Jessica's not that far away from Harlem.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Neither is.
It's a train ride,
Daredevil.
people. Like, come on.
I mean,
Can they all just run into each other on the subway?
hell, fine, okay. Matt Murdock,
50
like I said,
blocks. 50 blocks away.
he micromanages the shit out of Hell's Kitchen. What about the Punisher? He goes other places.
Or even Foggy. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Foggy somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Just give me some of that.
I want Foggy in everything, always. Just
Yeah.
show up, make
All
a
the
joke,
time.
leave. That's it. Yeah, and I think, I don't know. I agree there should be more, but I feel like they're saving it for the big stuff. Do you know what I mean?
The
Oh, they're going to
Defenders.
save it for the Defenders, yeah.
Yeah.
They are saving it for the Defenders.
And we talk about the black people dying, to get the hero's journey started. That means, and because we know Claire is going to be in this series, and she was in Jessica Jones, and she's in Daredevil, it makes me worried about Claire and what might happen in the Defenders.
Like, yeah, I see where you're going with this. Like, she helps Daredevil, she helps Jessica, she helps Luke. She's going to be in this series. Then somehow she's going to help out, in Iron Fist. And then probably in the end of the first series of season of Iron Fist, wind up dying. And that's what's going to bring them all together. Like, all right, who killed Claire? We're going to go fuck them up.
Right.
Well, I would love it if, like,
Well, doesn't she
She's
kind of turn into
busy-
the Midnight Nurse?
yeah, she lost her job.
So,
So we're not sure what she's doing now. I guess we'll
Well, she
find
didn't
out.
lose her job. She quit.
Oh, she quit, right? Because she wouldn't lie for them.
Like, yeah,
Right.
yeah. I'm sorry. Here's a ninja who is technically a walking corpse because he already had an autopsy performed on him, and a whole bunch of ninjas just broke into our hospital and stole a bunch of really drugged out, weirded out kids and all that stuff, and we're not going to do anything about it.
sweep it under the rug.
Seriously. So I mean, I get her
Yeah.
reasons for quitting.
This is the
Oh,
world we live
definitely.
in now. Like,
Or the world.
Crazy.
the normal people, they must be like, like, what's going on? I mean,
Well-
this stuff is like happening on the regular now.
Right, I mean,
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, not to jump too far ahead, but like that's why at the end with, when Luke was in the restaurant messing people up, they weren't too shocked,
Yeah.
No, it's like, oh, here's a superpowered individual, and
Okay.
can we just appreciate that lady's restaurant is named Genghis Khan's Chinese restaurant?
Yes, I saw
Kinda
that.
great.
And
That
I
was
would,
awesome.
if this was a real place, I would eat this. Just,
Oh my
I don't care
God.
where it is.
I eat the
It's in
shit out of
Harlem.
that food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that lady's awesome. Like she's hard ass on the rent, but she's got her priorities in check.
Mhm.
As soon as Luke saves them, she's like, "I want to hire you. Take money."
Hire
It's
you.
like, I owe you money. Why are you trying to give me
It's like,
money?
stop trying
Right.
to pay me. I owe you money.
Yeah.
This is not how this works, lady.
Yeah.
It's like I was hoping him to say a line like that, but he's now slowly coming out of the reluctant hero thing because it's like, you have my word. I got you.
Yeah. I like that he says that. He's like, you don't have to pay me, but I got you. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Yeah, exactly. Because the guilt of what happened to Dante hit him hard.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they're gonna find, Clean Cut's body soon. Oh no, they
and-
did find Clean Cut's body. Misty and her partner
Yes.
found him.
Yeah,
they
they
dumped
did.
him on the sidewalk.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, they got to find Chico. That's what
Yes.
the big thing is.
But he's probably still alive.
And see, I was like when Luke was, being substitute bartender and flirting with her name's Misty, right?
Misty Knight,
Yeah.
yes.
So
He went ham.
yeah, first off, he went ham. Second,
It worked.
like as she says, I'm an auditor, and she's watching Cottonmouth the whole time, and I'm just thinking to myself, okay, so are you like from the IRS? Like, what's your deal here? You're obviously after this guy. This guy's up to some shady shit. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, no, she's a detective. Homicide. It looks like
She's a terrible liar.
yeah, she's a pretty terrible liar. But
I'm an
I-
auditor. Why are you wearing that dress?
I love it because
auditors can wear.
when
They have nice.
he's like,
clothing.
"Oh, did you talk to the bartender?" No, I didn't talk to him.
No.
I did a drink. I definitely didn't sleep with him.
All I did was order. All I did was order drinks. Like, total waste of time to go talk to him. Like,
His mouth wasn't in my mouth, that's for sure.
other body parts weren't in some of mine either. Like,
Ugh.
Don't finish that.
I'm not. Notice I stopped.
Well, I mean, thankfully, like every time she's lied, no one's been looking at her face, so
It's true.
that's helpful.
That is
But
helpful.
her partner's gonna want to question Luke. So I mean,
There's-
yeah.
She always sighs
wait
when
for that to
she's
happen.
lying.
So they're gonna.
Does.
It's gonna happen.
Terrible poker player.
And I want the two of them to walk in to question Luke, and her just go to Luke like this. Don't you say a thing. Just give him the eyes, like. Shit.
Because the partners will be like, "Oh, do you two know each other?" And he's gonna be like, "Uh huh." She's like, "No."
No, what are you talking about?
No. Nope. Only saw this guy. He served me drinks. He
And he's
made
gonna
me
be like, "Well, I
Cosmos.
mostly saw the back of her head, but still, whatever."
Thank you, John.
So let's talk about the bad guys. We've got Mr. Stokes, whose nickname is Cottonmouth, and
No,
he
it's
hates that.
Mr. Stokes.
Mr. Stokes. And I'm not sure. It was unclear if they were related at all, but Mariah, what was her last name? Mariah Dillard.
Oh, the councilwoman. Yeah, they are. They're
cousins.
I think.
They're cousins, right?
She calls him cousin a few times.
Right. Yeah, so they're doing some shady stuff.
Well, she seems like she was somewhat on the straight and narrow, for the most part.
What she's doing is all on the up and up, as far as we know. But she's getting some dirty money. Or she's making his dirty money clean.
Well,
She needs funding
Yeah.
yeah.
for her project.
Right. And she mentioned something about apartments, so she might be picking up a similar scam to what Fisk was pulling.
They
in
do
the first
mention
season of
Fisk,
Daredevil. Yeah,
too.
like you saw what happened to Fisk.
Yeah.
So I think she probably has good intentions, but like she really doesn't care the means as to how to
Right.
get there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. She's probably like the more level-headed of the two, but we know Cottonmouth's obviously like really violent and kind of scary. But I think she's the more ruthless one.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's definitely the more ruthless one, and I'm curious, like, what other, like, first off, we already know he's kind of an arms dealer, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
So what other dirty shit is he into?
Well, this seems like the first arms deal he's done. Because and it was only to get on the good side of who were they making the deal with? The cartel?
One of the cartels, I think.
One of them.
The Latino cartel.
Yeah. So it really sounded like this was the first arms deal he's done. He's like, oh, I got this product or whatever.
This product.
Which I like that it was Hammer Industries product.
Okay,
As
yeah,
soon as I saw the case, I was like, oh my god.
So what is Hammer again? Is that
That's
Justin
the offshoot
Hammer.
of Shield?
No, Justin Hammer
No.
is from Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2.
he was
Oh.
Tony's rival. He made the
The whip suit thing.
the suits for
Whiplash.
God, what was his name? Whiplash.
Whiplash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
made-
Got it.
He gave
The
him the
jump ropes.
facilities, helped make the suits and everything. And in every like video showing his technology up against Stark technology, it's just shit.
Yeah. Because he cuts corners, he does bad deals, he's not a good guy.
Like
But
one of the
Stark isn't
videos of
making
him.
weapons anymore.
Yeah, one of the videos of him replicating the Iron Man suit is it twisting and bending the guy inside into unnatural backwards angles.
Yeah, I think it killed a bunch of people
yes.
Yeah. Well.
trying to recreate it. So yeah. Not good. But and in that deal that was supposed to go really smoothly and was supposed to get them a lot of money.
Didn't.
Dante from the bar and the kids from the barbershop fuck it up. They just shoot them all.
Mm-hmm.
Or and what was Chico? Is that his?
Yeah, Chico.
Yeah.
And I
The
forgot the
squeamish
other
Poor
two.
Chico, he was like, "Oh God, you killed them!" Like Chico didn't really know what they were getting into. He thought they
No.
were going to steal a bunch of money and leave. Did not expect murder.
No.
But because my first thought was, what are these kids gonna do with guns? And then they just leave all the guns and take the money. And I was like, oh, okay, well, it's all about the money.
Okay.
Because they have guns, but
I mean, now they would have bigger ones.
Yeah, they would have had like an arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
they didn't want those.
No, they just wanted the money. Which the other, haircut goes straight to
Strip joint.
the strip club. I loved
Yeah.
the girl at the woman at the strip club on the phone with
It's like, yeah.
Stokes' right hand man. He was just like, with that much ass in his face, he's not going anywhere. That was hilarious.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Dante, he was the bartender that was supposed to be at the club,
Supposed.
but the reason why he didn't show up, that's the reason why he wasn't there. And Luke
So-
kind of knew about it, but not really. He didn't know what was going to go down.
Luke
but
pieced it
Luke
together.
knew. Yeah.
Yeah. When he found out Dante had called out sick, he didn't know he was going with the kids from the barber shop, but
It
as soon
became.
as he found out he was dead.
It was very obvious.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then again, I forgot that Luke once owned a bar.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
And I'm thinking to myself,
It
why
blew
isn't-
up.
Yeah, it's like, why isn't he working as a bartender? Oh, right, he's working under the table right now.
Yeah.
Well, he was at the bar. He didn't. His name wasn't on the paperwork for the bar either.
Yeah, it was
Right.
the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot
So
about
he's
that.
been hiding for a while.
Mhm.
Yeah, Luke's not his real name. Probably.
It's
More than
not.
likely.
No, it's
that
not.
isn't his real name.
Mm.
We're gonna
Yeah, we will get to that later when we
Yes.
talk. So I want to talk about this.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
after the heist, Cottonmouth is upset because he has no money and he has no guns.
Mhm.
So
Right.
Someone named Diamondback sends in Mr. Shades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so
Oh, by the way, it's from Staten Island. The actor.
now,
Oh, the actor. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I like how he doesn't wear the shades all the time.
No.
Yeah.
But but Diamondback is like, I'm guessing that's Cottonmouth's higher up
Yeah.
in the comics. Now, Cottonmouth is a type of snake, and Diamondback is a type of snake.
I was
Yes.
thinking this is a straight out of a Tarantino movie, but go on.
Yeah. So in the comics, in Luke Cage's comics, there is like this weird gang, and they all have snake names. So Diamondback, his real name is Willis Stryker, and he throws knives really fast. Like that's his thing because everyone has a gimmick.
Yeah.
But before he was Diamondback, he was friends with Carl Lucas. Now, him and Carl Lucas both loved a woman named Reva, but Reva chose Carl, and Willis was really upset about it, so he planted drugs in Carl Lucas's house, and then Carl Lucas got arrested, and then when he got out, he changed his name to Luke Cage.
Oh.
There
I
we
wonder.
go. There we go.
I don't know.
Dropping
if they're
have
that
gonna-
our
comic
origin.
knowledge.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're going to do that in this series, if it's going to be like a straight adaptation of that. But that is who, and there's been like different versions of Diamondback throughout the years. But if we're going with that Diamondback, this is possibly what they could be going with. If like maybe Luke was a part of this gang, or
Well, we did get the flashback. You know what? You brought this. This is a good point. We get the flashback of Shades in prison with Luke.
Yeah.
You know, actually beating the crap out of him and all that stuff. So this could be, they could go
and
the
Shades
angle.
was in that gang.
Right. They could go with the angle that Diamondback is responsible for the experiments that were done on him, or just like they go the same route and planted drugs and signed him up for some inhuman experiments.
Yeah.
Well, and we saw that Luke was really scared of Shades when he saw him walk in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when he's home, he's like, okay, he didn't recognize me. It's all right. It's fine.
It's cool.
Yeah.
He used to calm himself down.
Which is really funny because like he could annihilate him.
Well,
should
here's
he
the
want
thing.
We think.
We think, because I think Shades has also had the same experiments on him.
Oh, maybe.
But
It feels
I
like
think he
Shades
didn't
hiding
get the
things.
physical. I think he's got the mental. So I think he's got some power with his eyes and his brain. That's why he's got the shades. That's what I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Because when Misty says, and thank God I took notes because I would not have caught this if I didn't take notes and look back at it after. But when Misty says Luke talks in his sleep, he says commander and shades. Like those are the words he says in his sleep.
Mm.
So it's definitely about shades. So he was in the same program with him probably.
That would explain why Shades is so cocky.
It would.
Yeah.
He is not a big dude.
No.
He is not.
No.
But he's got swag.
Everyone in this show has presence.
Yeah.
Like every single character, when they're on screen, like they own the room that they're in.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
Even if it's even if they don't even say anything. Cottonmouth can be quiet and he's terrifying.
Oh yeah. And you can tell that he is smart. Not only because he plays the piano like a savant. Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
In that scene, I was just like, whoa. You can play the piano. I did not expect that to come from him.
Well, because I saw the keyboard over there. I'm like, what's that for? Like in the first scene where we see him in the office, I was like, oh.
I believe that's actually the actor, because if I'm not mistaken, that actor's in House of Cards, all 4 seasons of it so far, and I think he plays the piano in that series too.
Yeah.
But he plays, I mean, it's a completely different character, but, similar, like, well-spoken, very quiet, like, toned down.
Mm-hmm.
That
You know who
seems to
he
be his
reminds
thing.
me of? If you guys watch Boardwalk Empire, Chalky. He
Listen,
reminds me a lot of Chalky.
when he's
Boardwalk Empire.
looking over the bar, that was a very Boardwalk Empire feel for me.
Yeah.
It looked like, Nucky or Chalky looking over their club. Like that's what it felt like. And I really like that the underground, this gangster world feels like that.
And it made it feel I think it helped contribute to that old school vibe that we were kind of talking about before.
Mm-hmm.
That like, that's not what a club is like nowadays, that's very, 40s, 50s kind of club.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really cool.
Which, honestly, if I had to choose a club to go out, I would choose something more like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Where you can actually hear yourself talk.
Yeah.
Where there's
enjoy the music.
Because they had the live band that was jazzy and very classy.
Yes, he may be into some shady shit, arms deal, drugs, who the hell knows what else, but he runs a classy establishment.
He's got class.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And Jake, you were talking about presents. That's why I love the scene where Luke comes into the room with the bottles of champagne. Because it's like 4 very, even, at 5, even the very, the second in command is kind of standing off to the side. Everyone's got this presence. It's like this weird silence, and like everybody's presence is just like
overshadowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the strongest guy in the room just walked in.
And they know. And then he offered him a job. He's like, "Hey, you're
you're a big guy.
Have you carried a gun?" He's like, "No, I'm good.
Not my thing. Go, just leave. Go."
I like how you really get a sense of like who Cottonmouth is and like the power he has over people. Because like the woman who was going to go up there to give him the champagne, she's like, "I don't like to go up there alone."
Yeah.
Well,
and Luke looked up there, and Luke looked scared too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And especially the like second in command was putting his hands on her, and it's like, oh, that's why you don't like coming up here. We're just gonna leave now. Thanks. Yeah.
Guy gets all handsy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something. I completely forgot what it was. Oops. Oh my God! When Mariah was doing her campaigning, for the TV.
Oh yeah, shaking hands and kissing.
No, she's touching the children. She touched every girl's hair, just played with their hair, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you touching these young girls' hair?
She likes hair.
I guess maybe it
she
looks
likes
all
hair.
mothering. She probably had a reason, like a
And then
political
immediate hand
reason.
sanitizer.
Yeah, I
she's
know.
gotta
It's funny.
she's got to put on her face, and make everybody love her and all that.
You got to
She
shake
probably hates all those
hands.
kids.
Yeah, she probably hates all of them. You got to shake hands, wave to the crowd, kiss the babies.
Yeah.
That's it.
I always find it a little extra creepy when strangers touch other strangers' hair. Like that's.
Well, she said she knew those people, so like she
I
said
knew
she knew
you
them.
since you were born. Yeah, you're right. She did. So yeah, she's trying to make it look like there's a familial bond there.
Like she knows them. She just don't like them, but
I have a feeling she's not like deep down she's not a people person. Like she just doesn't
Probably
like
not.
anybody.
God no.
Probably not.
Yeah, but her initiative is the New Harlem Renaissance.
keep it black,
Yeah.
which is
And I
very
like
Malcolm X of her
Yeah. Or she's using Malcolm X's
philosophy.
to her advantage. I really do like the thugs that were just handing out the flyers like, here you go, here's a flyer. I'm like,
Oh.
oh, that's not scary at all.
Like, yeah. It's like, yo, you got the time? And it's just like, oh god, really? You're gonna try to mug Luke right here? Like, what the hell is going on? And then it's like, and that's the vibe they were going for. And he's eyeballing them like, really? Are you serious right now? And it's like, whew, here's a flyer. Like, wow, I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
Not a group of guys I thought would have flyers.
I mean, then that's the same group of guys that were, trying to knock over Genghis Khanis, but it was, right?
I don't even like them.
It's like,
Yeah,
I don't even like
that
them.
was.
I love that.
And the chubby guy was sort of like talking down on Luke, calling him, I forgot what he said. He said something like trying to be insulting, and I'm like, shut up, Tubby. What are you saying?
Oh, he now has a broken wrist.
No, Tubby was the one that ran away.
Oh yeah, Tubby was the one that ran
Yeah.
away. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, but
It was
the
the guy by
other
the
the other
door.
guy broke, like cracked
Amos.
the joint came right out of the wrist. I was
Ladies
like,
and gentlemen, this is
oh.
called your ulna. It hurts like hell when it's broken. Congratulations, he just did it.
Yeah, he's never gonna use that hand again.
His scream in pain made me feel the pain.
Well, it doesn't help that they did, the whole slow
out the
motion
window.
shot of his entire anatomy deforming on Luke's face.
Then he
I
threw the
love
guy
it.
through the window.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And then he gets thrown by
Who's
the
gonna
window.
pay for that window? You already owe her rent money.
Now you gotta fix her window.
You're 10 days late on the rent.
Well, she instantly forgave his debts.
Yeah.
In that moment,
For breaking her
didn't
window.
care that he broke all that stuff.
Yeah, but you still can't run a business with that giant ass open window. That wasn't a small window. That was like the entire-
No, that was a giant
Yeah.
plate glass window. No, that's true.
And it's not like they have next day, repairs on that sort of shit.
Who knows? They might. Well, not for little shops. You're right. I bet we're gonna just come in. It's gonna be just a bunch of cardboard taped together.
Oh,
Well, that's how it is up the pizza place up near where I work. Someone drove through the store about last week, and we're thinking, oh great, there goes one of our 4 lunch options. So that's shitty. And then the next day we drive by and there's just a huge piece of plywood covering the damage, and it's written in black spray paint. Yes, we're open. It's like,
I love it.
Okay.
I bet that's what's gonna happen here too.
It's like, we're open. Gigantic piece of cardboard or something.
sorry, we're open.
Like, sorry, we're still open.
Oops. I think this show of or at least this first episode of all the others makes me want to watch the most. The ones to keep going the most. Like the other ones had cliffhangers, but this one didn't need it. Didn't need the cliffhanger. You just want to know more about the characters. And I like when a show can recognize it doesn't need a cliffhanger to hook people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That to me is always a sign of good writing.
We're probably
Yes,
gonna get
sir.
a few though, but
I mean, of course.
I'm still gonna watch.
Of course.
Yeah.
There are a couple shows where cliffhangers I've just not been happy with. So when I see where they recognize they don't need one, is very, very nice for me. So that's all I have to say about this first episode. Good first impressions.
Yes, my first impressions are it's good.
Shout out to the guys playing chess. Love
True.
it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that guy.
Yeah, he's actually in Mr. Robot. I loved his character in Mr. Robot. He's great. So that's all we've got for now. Jake, where can the people find you?
You can find me here on YouTube at Jacob Salazar, or you can find me on Twitter. Tweet at me throughout the week, throughout the life at To Nowhereland. That is TONOWHERELAND. Join the Nowhereland Society.
John.
Wow.
I know, right? That was my reaction.
Yeah, sorry, you've never heard that one before.
That was my first reaction when he did
Mine's
that.
not that good.
Like, I had to follow that, my very first show I did with him, and I'm just like...
Everyone had to follow that. That's the first time I did it. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm gonna sell this way. Well, we should make you last next time, because my God. So you can follow me at No More on Twitter, but you're not gonna find me anywhere because I'm just gonna be watching Luke Cage. So, sorry.
Mike.
What he said, Twitter at Philidrin, right here, down there. And as soon as we're done with this, I'm hanging up Skype and putting on episode 2.
Yeah.
You can find me at Clio Moto, and you can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hopefully we'll get the second podcast of Luke Cage done soon.